In the days of declining service with the banks, you would have thought that they would treat their public, the people that they require to invest with them, a little bit more kindly, but seemingly not. We live in an age, you see, where the young people who are now in charge of marketing, branding, social media really just get rather excited at being able to book some of their childhood heroes, whether it be actors, pop stars, you name it. They can sign on the dotted line for a lot of money to tell you and me exactly how we can bank online, or otherwise, well, you have no choice, because guess what? We're closing down the branches. Two spring to mind right now that are in the news that don't want you to know this particular story, but as ever we like to share everything openly and impartially on this channel. The first one, of course, is Santander. Now, Santander recently did a very big, shall we say, relook at the branches that they thought were required open. Not by you and me, of course, who possibly might wish to use them. Oh no, what they didn't deem, usable for them. But on the same breath, of course, they decided to employ, at great expense, the TV presenters Ant and Dec to star in a series of ads which are frankly ridiculous, do not sell anything, only really highlight the fact, to many people at least, that Ant and Dec are still in existence. Some might suggest, of course, that one of them could even be paying off this particular money fee for their recent divorce. Far from me be to say that, of course, allegedly. But what's interesting here is now NatWest have jumped in on the bandwagon, and have they just announced even more closures, over 70 bank closures in the next year. They've decided the best way to tell us how to carry on banking with them is not just simply through being online, but by employing a theatrical legend. That's right, Simon Callow is going to be narrating a small short film which will be available, guess what, via social media or through the NatWest app, to tell us how we can avoid scams, because apparently over 70% of their customers don't understand how to avoid it. Perhaps the actual idea though is far simpler. If they could go into a bank and speak to someone, particularly at the National Westminster Bank, then perhaps we might have some more idea. Given recent research, many people who have bank accounts have simply no idea about social media, or more importantly are not even online. But as ever, the banks are in it for themselves, not necessarily for you. Also, as ever, I'd love to know what you think to this particular story in the comments below. Do you agree with celebrities being employed at this cost of living crisis time, at great expense of course, while you're receiving less and less interest? Seemingly though, they get interest via payment, and more importantly for their ego on endless screens. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.